Episode 1 Acorn Luminlira. Welcome to the Magical Musical Orchestra, a musical world where music and magic intertwine. The wind lulls wild creatures to sleep, the stars sing lullabies, and otherworldly people create instruments that, when played, bring this world to life. Here, music is not just a source of entertainment, but a powerful force that can alter the world. The musicians play melodies that can heal wounds, calm storms, grow lush landscapes, summon animals, conjure gentle rain. Yet, these musicians can also evoke fear, ward off threats, and protect the realm from darkness. Let's begin a journey through this fantastical land where the Magical Musical Orchestra weave dreams, paint beauty, and summon power to fill every corner of the world. I'm really excited to share this illustration with you. Let me start with a bit of a process shot. So this is what I did initially going into my illustrations. I made a little sketch of each of my magical musical musicians. But what I did is I sketched it in my iPad and I changed the color to a really light purple, and then I printed it onto my watercolor paper, which saved so much time. I spoke about this a little bit in my previous video, which you should watch, which is about me setting up and getting ready for this 12 illustration challenge that I did. So yeah, starting with an iPad drawing, an iPad sketch was really helpful, saved a lot of time. I didn't have much time to get this done before the end of September because I wanted to send it off to the manufacturer to get my calendar made ASAP so it's ready for purchase as soon as possible and to accommodate for shipping and all that kind of stuff. So I used ink in these illustrations and I love ink. Ink is my number one. If you asked me to only pick one art supply for the rest of my life, it would definitely be ink. I love it so much. I've been collecting little bottles of ink since my high school days, which is when I first fell in love with it. I had that visceral emotional experience when I first used ink. The pigment, the color, the way it moves, the weird stuff it does, the unpredictability was just my favorite thing. Sometimes inks create strange little colors that aren't typical of the say you get a green and you splodge down a bunch of greens. Sometimes you'll see pinks or blues within that green spill from the edges, which is very exciting and changed my life. So it's lovely to come back to ink once in a while. I sort of go on little art supply rampages and I get fixated on one thing for a certain amount of time and I just always go back to ink and I never get sick of ink. I just love it. So process-wise, I picked a bunch of colors which I thought suited the vibe of this character. I wanted to get earthy, pinky, browny with some hints of green, mossy colors and play with the vibes that way. And what I like to do is I like to lay down a really light washy layer to begin with. This ends up being the lightest colors of the illustration. You have to start with your lights and then build your way up to your darks. So ink loves layers. It loves light layers and washes. And I love having a base which is kind of rainbowy, splodgy, but really soft. I use a lot of water because you see it glow from underneath all the other colors that you lay on top. It's really, really beautiful. And then once that top layer dries, I will then go in gently adding layer and layer and build up all my colors and that sort of thing. And ink dries a lot lighter than what you put it down, so oftentimes you have to do several layers to reach the richness and the depths of the color that you really want. I mix my brands of ink. I'm really not loyal to a certain brand of ink. I collect so many different ones. A lot of these tiny little bottles that you're seeing are from the Ink Vent calendar from diamine, which I did several years ago, and I'm really excited because I just ordered a new diamine Inkvent calendar for 2024, so I'll have even more inks in my greedy little hands. But yeah, they're really lovely. They have some sparkle to them, which I don't like, but if you don't shake them up, then you don't bring up all the sparkles. Yeah, so building up a lot of layers. Now, I'd really love to tell you some more about this character with her Acorn Luminlira. The materials that go into this instrument are silken threads of moonlight, the acorn shell resonator, dewdrop crystals, and wind-blown butterfly wings. And here's the little description I wrote about them. When played, the Luminlira produces a soothing, melodic sound, like the gentle murmur of a forest stream. The notes carry the rich and earthy warmth of the acorn shell. The dewdrop crystals on the strings catch and refract light with each strum, creating a sparkling effect that shifts the listener's perspective. The butterfly wings change hues and mesmerise anyone lucky enough to hear the Luminlira being played. The effect is calming, with a hint of ancient wisdom in each note. It's the sort of music that lulls the forest to sleep or wakes the flowers at dawn. I really like this character. She was actually the first one I designed, and I was really excited about this instrument. I just kept picturing a big acorn as the base of this string instrument being hollowed out, and the dewdrop pearls or the dewdrop glassy water bits are like thread onto the strings, and they just, I don't know, it just felt really magical to me. And I can imagine her as this tiny little creature with her little carving knife, whittling the acorn wood away to create the body of this instrument, and collecting butterfly wings that had been dropped or shed from butterflies that she comes across on the forest floor. And the dewdrops are collected from the cups of monstera leaves. I love this character, I love the colours, and I really hope you enjoyed this series. 11 more to come. Keep your eyes peeled. I will see you next time. Tooroo.